This is Living Well Women, holistic living for sisters over 40. Happiness is holistic. It's multifaceted. It's physical. It's internal. It's my diet and my emotional state. It's all tied in together. Michelle Obama. This is a show for sisters, about sisters, by me and my sisters, Dr. Dravon James and Keisha Dixon. I am Lynnis Woods-Mullins, and we are Women Living Well.
To Living Well Women, holistic living for sisters and all those who love them. So basically for everyone. We're so excited today because I have the Fabulous Four here. I'm one of the Fabulous Four. We are joined by Lynnis Woods-Mullins. Lynnis Woods-Mullins is a holistic wellness expert for women over 40, executive producer of Living Well Woman, editor and publisher of Wellness Woman 40 and Beyond e-magazine. We have also Rene Washington, master certified coach and the mindset maven, and Dr. Dravon James, creator of Everyday Peace with Dr. Dravon James, author of Freedom is Your Birthright and the Stepping Stone series, inspirational speaker and talk show host. And I'm Keisha Dixon, creator of the Monetize Your Mind Success System, author of Visibility Vixen for Sisters and White Girls Too, and talk show host. And I am so excited to be here. We had some problems getting on.
Yeah,
you are the tapping queen.
Yeah, we got a little audio back something going on with the audio. Everybody signed up on Facebook?
Yes. Facebook. I'm just closing out everything here.
Me too. Let me close out everything else. Give me 1 second.
Hi, Melanie. So good to see you. Hi, Carolyn Williams. Hi, Jerry Newkirk Barber. Good to see you.
Hi, Jerry Newkirk. Hi, Dillis.
Okay, so today, hi, Linda. We are talking about manifesting more money and more abundance in your life. I'm so excited because that has to be one of my favorite topics ever. My daughter just walked in my room. It's like pointing around. Absolute favorite topic. So let's talk about it. How do we get more money and more abundance in our lives? Would anyone like to start?
First, I want to say this. You have to first believe that you deserve it. So let me just clear the stage for each and every one of us who's on this site right now listening to this, and for future viewers. Each and every one of us every day is giving 110%, if not more, to this journey called life.
Absolutely.
I would that you would prosper. You can put in the rest, but you have to realize that you deserve this. This is part of the package. There was a story that I heard. I'm gonna say this really quick because I don't want anybody to come into this program thinking, well, I don't know if I really deserve abundance. You do. So, included in the price of the ticket for your journey to Earth from the Creator are the VIP seats, nosebleed seats. You get to choose whichever seat you want to sit in. Please join us in the VIP section.
Yes, put yourself on the
You
front.
deserve that.
Put yourself on the front burner. You're talking about, what is it that you need to be doing to manifesting? There's all kinds of things that you can do. But the first thing is absolutely, she's right. Believe that you deserve it. That's the first thing. You've got to get rid of that monkey mind and that negative self-talk, because subconsciously there could be scripts running in the background that's telling you that you're not good enough, you don't deserve it, it's not going to last, all these other kinds of things, especially when you're manifesting. I know because it happens to me. I have to work on that. But one thing I've noticed also, we were talking about this right before the broadcast, that when you're working on manifesting, you have to also work on committing and doing the things that are necessary for the manifestation to come. It's not magic. It's not woo-woo now. It's hard work when you're manifesting. You're guarding your words and actions, but you're also doing all the things necessary to get you there. You want to be consistent, and you have to be obedient to that intuitive lean that's telling you what it is you need to do next. When you get that intuition that's telling you what to do, don't just think about, should I, what? act on it, do it, and do it with conviction, knowing that this is going to get you that much closer to whatever it is that you're manifesting, whatever it is you're believing in God for, whatever it is that you truly do deserve to have. That is probably one of the most important things I've learned over the last 6 months, thanks to Miss Keisha Dixon.
Right.
Consistent practices. You have to be consistent is right. You have to practice this every day. Mindset can't be an every now and then thing, because your mind is consistently telling you what you can't do. So you have to consistently battle against that. You have to have a practice. You have to have mindset practices that you can go to on a daily basis. And you have to be consistent and vigilant about it, because as we have all experienced this week, resistance is real. Resistance is real. It shows up in all kinds of ways. You know, we have had
struggle is real.
manifestations of resistance, technical manifestations of resistance, and we did not let that shut us down.
That's right.
In fact, what we did, this is the mindset reframe. Because what a lot of people do is when resistance comes, when things block you or get in your way, you take that, oh, I guess I shouldn't do this. Oh, I guess I should give up. No, you know what we said? We about to blow up. We're about to
That's right.
bigger, because you got to know what that's about.
Yeah,
that's right.
Here's the thing. When it comes to more money, we're not just talking about more money in a general sense. We're talking about a type of money, and that's an income goal, right? As Lynnis said, it's not magic. It might feel a little woo-woo, but it's not magic. We have to know what it is that we want specifically and why we want it specifically. And that's what the type of money that I call an income goal. And it's interesting because 80 to 90% of business owners and people in corporate will not set a personal income goal for themselves, or even a business income goal for themselves. Why is that? That's because setting a goal is one of the most effective things you can do to manifest money. And it's also one of the most triggering things that you can do to manifest money. Because as soon as you set a goal, as long as it's not that $1 million goal, which by the way, you can have $1 million goal, but it's not going to trigger you and it's not going to show your resistance. Try setting the next step goal. The next step goal, literally, what would be the next step for you? Would it be an additional $6,000, $10,000, $20,000 a month? What's that next step? And when you think about that next step, what comes up? What comes up for you? That's your specific resistance. You know, we hear about money blocks and mindset blocks, but do we really know what it is for us? Write down what your next step goal is, and then write down everything that comes up with it. Yeah. And where do you feel it? I call that the mind, body, money connection. And it always, always, always goes back to your family pattern, your family paradigm. It doesn't matter if you're loyal to your parents or you want to rebel against your parents. You always end up solidly back to what you learned when you were 5, 6, or 7 years old, even if you only learned it energetically because your parents never, there was this weird, awkward silence when it came to money.
You know what? You're absolutely right about that. I can remember my parents telling me in terms of when it comes to persistence and consistency, they used to tell me all the time, there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can't do. And that really came up in my mind just now, because when I first started this business, I had no expertise in what it was I wanted to do. I didn't know how to publish a magazine. I didn't even hardly read that many magazines. I'd never done a radio show, let alone even been on a radio show. I didn't really know that much about the internet, except for the fact that for my job as a recruitment manager, I knew about Monster, you know, for resumes. And I certainly didn't know anything. I didn't know had it occurred to me about the idea of doing coaching for women or wellness or any of that. I've always had an affinity for nutrition. I was a nutrition minor in college, but the idea of earning income virtually, any of that, none. But in the back of my mind, the script is there's nothing that you can't do. And here I am almost 10 years later, talk about consistency. Almost every single day for 10 years, I have worked this business, and it has put me to the point to where I am right now. And I'm telling you that regardless of what the script is in the background, you can still change that. You can still change the messaging. I know, as I've mentioned before, on my walls are all the messaging of what God says about me. And I say what God says about me because it came to me in my meditation and prayers. This is who you are, or this is the scripture you need to write down, or this is the affirmation. So whenever I start to feel doubt, whenever I start to get that monkey mind of, oh, this isn't going to work, I look at these walls, and it puts me right back to where it is that I want to be. But it did first start with the idea that I have to start programming myself in the messaging and throwing out whatever doesn't serve me in terms of sending that message that this is what I want to do. And I want to tell our story, but I first wanted to, Rene saying yes, 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 go.
Yeah, let me say something, because what clicked for me last year was the neutrality of money. You know, that money is simply energy. Like Keisha said, it's energy. And that we lay all this other junk on top of it and make it mean stuff that it does not mean. And so, you know, when I was able to neutralize the meaning of money, that it's just energy that flows through. You know, money flows through. And it then, you know, that old saying, money is power. And I knew that, but I didn't feel that. And now I do, because now it is about what, you know, it's an exchange. You know, you exchange money for something else. And what is that something else for me? That something else is the ability to, you know, contribute to my family, to contribute to what I believe in, to make an impact, to influence. You know, that's what money represents for me now. Not like Keisha says, that old junk in my head about I can't manage money, money isn't for me. You know, all of this stuff that we let get in our head. No, neutralize that. And like she said, what does your income goal represent for you? And it represents power and influence that I'm able to have in my life to make the impact that I want to make in this world, you know. And so whatever that looks like for you, then, you know, that begins to remove that fear of money, that all that junk that we have around money, we have to work on it. You know, we have to work through our crap. So,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
And I was going to say one thing really quickly too. You have to have something to give something. So those of us that have a heart towards charitable giving,
Mm-hmm.
you have to increase your financial footprint so that you can help more people.
Exactly.
Prayer is beautiful, but there are organizations out there that are doing awesome work, and they need financial
money.
They need financial support. So the more you have, the more you are blessed.
Yes.
You are able to be
the more you give, and the more you give, the more it comes back to you.
Yeah,
in fact,
we gotta give.
One of the first things we talked about before we even had solidified how this was going to go for our tour, for the Self-Love Explosion Tour. Before we even put that together, we had made a determination that we were going to give 15% back to the community. To the community theaters that we would be operating out of. That was before we even set it. I don't even know if we had set ticket prices at that point.
Right. We talked about our charitable giving first. Right.
That's right.
We talked about our charitable giving.
Right. So as Rene was saying, and Lynnis and Dr. Dravon, money really is just a magnifier, right? But how do we talk about it in our head? Do we call it like cold hard cash, or is it that warm fuzzy money? Right? What is your love affair with money? Money doesn't have to be the end all be all, but it absolutely is a magnifier, and it magnifies who you are already. And how it's showing up is magnifying how you feel about yourself, really, and the story that you're creating in your own life.
Absolutely. And let's talk a little bit about manifestation in particular. Not just manifestation in terms of money, but manifestation in terms of abundance, manifestation in terms of accomplishing your goals and objectives, manifestation in terms of how you want your life to be. And the reason why we want to talk about that is that we are a result of manifestation.
Yes.
Big time. Big time. I'm telling you, I did not know any of these ladies 8 months ago. 6 months ago, Rene 2 months ago, maybe. I don't know. But what happens when you are obedient to that voice in your head to do something is this. This is what happens. A few months ago, I was on a walk, and something just told me that, you know what, Lynnis, you should put together a show for women, about women, by women of color, to talk about wellness issues, not just health issues, but, you know, wellness issues, our financial wellness, like tonight, our, you know, spiritual, emotional, all of the kinds of things that I talk about on my regular show. I wanted to find a platform for us to talk about that with a slant towards women of color, because so many of the things we talk about on this show, women of color don't necessarily talk about a lot. You might talk about it in your head, but you don't really like have a conversation about it. And we want to have a conversation about those things. So I said, okay, great. But who are the women? Because off the top of my head, I didn't know anyone, because I wanted to be women over 40, way over 40, you know, more towards the 50 era, that, you know, were maybe coaches that had some internet capabilities, that weren't afraid to get and talk about it, you know. So I just started praying about it. And then a little bit later on, a publicist sent me some information about Keisha. And there was something about Keisha, and I just asked her, would she be interested? And she said yes. And then a little bit later on, another publicist sent me some information about Dravon. And this is for my other show. And something about Dravon, I don't know what it was. God was like, yeah, ask her. And so she said yes. And then a few months later, because for a while it was just me and Dravon and Keisha, I think I found Rene on Facebook, and she was talking about midlife mindset, the master mindset and all that. And I said, well, she's interesting. And so I called her, and her voice sounded like one of my best friend's voices from Spelman College. I mean, every time I hear her voice, I think about my friend Safia. I mean, I love her so much that I named my second child after her. And so when I hear her voice, I knew immediately, she doesn't know me from Adam. We haven't even been talking that long. I'm going to ask her. And she said yes. Each one of these women were obedient to that little voice in the head. So then we started doing the shows. I think the first show for Rene with us was just last week, I believe it was, or week before last week. Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
And this is the third one.
This is the third one already? Wow, okay, third show. And so anyway, we were talking about what we're going to be doing on the show. It's kind of like an editorial meeting. And one of us, I can't remember who it was, said, have you guys ever thought about doing a speaking tour? Or maybe I might have brought it up.
You know, that's my dream.
Right, speaking tour. And I said, oh my God, I have that written up on my goals and objectives for 2018, and I haven't done it yet, but we're at the end of 2018. And then Keisha and Rene said, yeah, let's do it. And so I'm thinking, okay, great. That means in 2018, I did part of that manifestation. I talked about it, and we're going to do it. So we're talking about dates. And it was Rene said, well, I'm going to be in California. What about in California? And then Keisha and Dravon said, oh yeah, we'll fly out to California. And so I said, well, I'm already in California. So I'm thinking, so when are you coming out in January 2020? Not January 2019. I don't know if I told you that, but I thought you were talking about something. And so when I said this year, and I was like, oh, this year, okay. So I said, okay, let me work outside my mindset, get outside that box, start manifesting for January 2019. And so we looked at the cities. They said, well, let's do it in Sacramento. And I was like, oh, okay, Sacramento it is. So we went ahead and did Sacramento, went ahead, got the jump page together, starting to do the social media. And here we are, the 10th of January, and we are going to have the beginning of our speaking tour starting January 26th right here in Sacramento, and we are going to manifest 100 butts in seats, so to speak, of women who want to make major changes in their lives.
Absolutely.
And give the location. Yes, give the Celebration Arts Theater.
Celebration Arts Theater.
Together. That's not the Celebration Art Theater. We are celebrating the creation of not only our group, but the creation that women that attend are going to make in their lives, the creativity that they're going to bring into their lives after being with us for half a day. Oh my God.
And celebration of obedience, because this is what happens when you're obedient. This is what happens.
So I want to take, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I
want to say, well, if there's anybody here that's on the, here, and we're going to be doing 50 cities and 50.
Yeah. Get ready.
If you are associated with a community theater, and if you know anything about my background, I'm an actress as well as a pharmacist. I'm passionate about the arts, as many of my co-hosts are. If you are associated with a community theater in your area, please inbox us, or you can put it right here. Let us know. We'd love to come to your town and be in a community theater there and give charitable givings to that theater, because that's what we're doing. We're supporting the arts as we support women in navigating our lives.
And you know what, Dravon, as you were just saying that, it just reminded me. I mean, I was a dancer for many years, so I too, have this thing about theater. And so there's another connection.
Broadway fanatic. Friends that know, the art. I'm all about the arts. I mean, because I do believe we are all artists, we are all creative, and maybe you're not on a stage, but your life is a stage. And
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, personally, I just like to dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah.
Lynnis makes this
Facebook post was beautiful.
Thank you. Lynnis makes a great point. And the point is, she asked for something. She kept saying yes, yes, thank you, more please. Yes, thank you, more please. And each one of us, not knowing the other, just said yes. We were in receiving mode, right? Often we hear these stories about people who made $1 million overnight, or that wrote a book in 30 days and they appeared on Oprah, right? But what we don't hear is every step along the way. And that is every step along the way. The ability to continue saying yes. Thank you, more please. Yes. Thank you, more please. Putting one foot in front of the other, even if it seems like these don't make sense. When I left my corporate job in April, never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I would have touched as many lives as I've actually touched through my clients. Never would I have thought I'd have a radio program where we'd have this show, or that the four of us, we didn't know each other, would be going on tour 50 states in 52 weeks, right? Yeah.
And I mean,
yes.
The manifestation of things is just really kind of crazy, because what happens is it begins to feed into every other area of your life. Yesterday, I had a fantastic day. I mean, while we are launching this page, my magazine cover came through, and that's done. My new book cover is done. It's going to be starting in February. And out of the blue, while we were meeting, I get this email, and it says, "Did you know?" And I said, that's weird. I mean, I get emails all the time, but it was in my promotion category for Gmail, so I wasn't going to open it. I said, let me go over. Something said, open it. So, I'm about obedience. So I said, fine. So I clicked and I opened it and said, did you know that you've been nominated for Small Business of the Year in Fair Oaks, California? I was like, no. And I said, is this a joke? And I clicked some more and looked. I said, this is real. In fact, I was nominated January 2nd. Didn't even know it. Something that was manifested that I didn't even know, but it's the trajectory that I'm on. And you know what? And Keisha, you know this probably even better than I. It's a trajectory that you can continue. It doesn't have to stop. It just keeps going. With even the beach house. Tell them about that.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I left my corporate job in April, and I'm sitting in Pennsylvania, and it was a little cold, and I decided to take my girls on a vacation to Florida, and we stepped on the beach of Clearwater Beach, and I was like, oh yeah, we're moving here. So I went back home from vacation, and I couldn't get that beach out of my mind. So we drove back down to Florida, and in 13 days, I found, purchased, and closed a beach house right where I said I was going to, which was, amazing. And it's just part of the dream. You never have to stop. As long as you can dream, as long as you can see further than 20 feet ahead of you, you don't have to stop manifesting.
Oh gosh, yes. One of my words last year was collaboration, and another one was connection. But in my small mind, I'm thinking about people I know. And, I have had some good connections, people I know, but it wasn't, that at the end of the year, 3 women who I don't know from Adam's aunt all come together in this magnificent collaboration that I'm still pinching myself about. And so I have on these big, ginormous earrings. They're by a local artist. Her name is Yogi Dada, D-A-D-A, Yogi Dada. Give her a shout out. But
Beautiful.
You can't see them clearly, but they say God box.
Mm.
God box. And these earrings represent for me, you know, Oprah says, dream a bigger dream. We can't outdream God, and I believe that. And these earrings represent that for me, that, you know, yes, I had a vision in my mind of what I wanted. I wanted a good collaboration with like-minded women. I wanted a podcast. You know, I wanted to speak. You know, this is what's in my head. And now, you know, I had no idea it would come together in the way that it has, and so I was like, you know, when you talk about stepping out, because I'm big, pray and step and pray. You don't, if I can only see right in front of my face enough to take 2 steps, take those 2 steps. Don't take yourself out of it, because when Lynnis called, you know, I think I said this before, I was a little leery. I didn't know, but just something felt good about her. And I said, I'm going with this. I'm going to keep saying yes. Will you be on my show? Yes, I will. I want you to meet these 2 other women. Yes, I will. I want you to join our webcast. Yes, I will.
Yeah, and I love that phrase. Thank you more, please.
Yeah.
Thank you more, please. I think when we approach life that way, this abundance living is for each and every one of us. I know, if you know, I grew up, you got to work so much harder than the next person, you know, so we got to get rid of that
tax.
Right. So that's part of our running in the background of our mind, right?
Yeah.
In as much as Lynnis is telling you the truth, you do have to put your effort towards this. But it's not like work that you don't.
Right.
You have to do something. You know, I am not the most technological, intelligent person, but I'm learning. I'm hiring a virtual assistant. So if there's one listening, give me a shout out. But I am, you know, you do that kind of work, but you follow your passion, where passion meets power.
Yes.
As tourists, we're teaching that. You follow your passion. That's where your blessing is. You follow that, and you don't get cold feet. You are safe. Guess what? You're going to be safe with the money and safe without the money. Do it with the money. Do it with the money.
And I'll tell you something else too. I love something that Joyce Meyer says all the time. You know, sometimes you have fear or trepidation about something. You're like, oh, I don't know if I should. It's kind of like going down in that roller coaster or down that slide, or, you know, jumping off that bridge. No, not the bridge, but you know what I mean. You're like, I don't know if I should. But she says, do it with fear anyway. Because what is fear? Fear is false expectations appearing real. Yes, or false evidence appearing real. That's what fear is, false evidence appearing real. So do it with fear anyway, because I know when you get to the other side of that, fear is nothing like what you thought it was going to be at all. In fact, you're like, wow, let's go do this again, because it was like, it's exhilarating to face your fears and to conquer them and to come out on the other side, you know, successful.
Yeah, and doing it anyway with fear, that's courage. And I know that I have nothing but courageous women on my timeline. So go and be courageous. Go.
Right. And let me just say one more thing about courage. We are women of a certain age. We've been long enough to know it's not going to kill you to try. That's our children. Baby, it's not going to kill you to try.
I told a friend, and I said, you know, one of the things that we get caught up in is we think a decision is a life sentence. A decision is just a decision. It's not a life sentence. If it's not right, course correct. Make another decision.
Make another one.
That's what it's all about, change. You know, I wanted to recognize some people that are on. Valerie Good, thank you so much. She just gave you guys a compliment that we're gorgeous and keep going. Nidra Smith, thank you, Nidra, for making it. Carolyn Williams, so great to see you online. Who else do we have here? Andrea DePaul, thank you. She said that when she heard what we were talking about, she said, yes, you know, yes. She said yes.
And you guys need to follow her. She is a phenomenal actress. Look her up. Follow her.
Oh,
yeah.
And Dee Thank you so much. And I think we have some Nels here too, which you're always welcome to come into the intersanctum of the women wisdom. So glad you're here as well. Roberta, hi Roberta, so glad. I don't know if I got everybody, but we want to thank you so much for showing up in our lives and for supporting us, because that means everything to us.
It really does.
Sure. Hey, Keisha. Keisha Johnson is here. Oh my gosh.
Hello. We're going to wrap it up, but before we do, we're instituting a new tradition on this show, and that is our Kudo Corner. So everybody, we're going to say at least one thing that happened. We did really well this week that we want to celebrate, and we want you to do the same thing. Drop in the comments, what's been going on in your world? What went right? We want to be able to celebrate your kudos wildly. So Dr. Dravon, kudos. Give me a kudo.
I'm going to give you a kudo. Bear with me for a second. Years and years ago, I used to work various shifts. I'd be up late at night. I'd listen to late night talk radio. I did, to stay awake. I'm a pharmacist. Many of you know that. And I would listen to inspirational radio, you know, anything that was inspirational. Keep me up, keep me entertained, and keep my mind sharp and growing my spirit. I got the opportunity last week to return the favor to the universe. I was interviewed. I've been on a lot of radio stations, but I was interviewed at midnight. And there was a special place in my heart for being on that radio program at midnight. For those people who are up at midnight looking for inspiration, motivation, and direction, I got to be their earth angel last week. So very good.
Oh,
Yes. See, Renee, give me a kudo.
Oh, a kudo. So I guess, okay. One kudo is I was asked today to be a guest on a podcast, so that's coming up soon. And I got a new client in my sister mind, so and I love her. I know this person. I'm so excited about that. So yes.
Awesome. Lynnis, give me a kudo.
Well, I kind of already told my kudo that I've been nominated for Small Business of the Year, and I'm going to put a link in the comments so you all could go on and vote for me as well for my area in Fair Oaks. Yeah, Valerie, isn't that great? And also my book, Power Up Superwoman, is coming out sometime in early February. And the magazine, which we'll hopefully be able to talk about next week, will be out on Friday. And the theme of the magazine is Living Your Life Like It's Golden. And the Wellness Journey is off hiatus and comes back on Tuesday. So I've had a great kudo week.
Awesome.
That's wonderful. That's a lot.
I've had a good kudo week too. 2 clients manifested ridiculous amounts of money after a client session with me. It was number 4 and number 7 for both respectively. But here's my real kudo. This week, I have been playing babysitter for my 19-month-old grandson. And yesterday, I didn't realize my daughter didn't have any diapers left. And while I was on a prayer call, my grandson took off his diaper and pootied all over my floor. And I didn't Instead, I washed him up, threw him on Pamperless, got him in the car. We went to Walgreens, picked up Pampers, and he didn't have an accident. And I was Grandmother of the Year. Kudos to me.
I want to give all of us a kudo because we have been working on a lot of stuff together this week and dealing with major technological issues, even tonight, starting this show. But we have pushed through. So I want to give us all a kudo for our
Yes.
Yes. Keep a good woman down, that's for sure.
That's right. That's right. Everybody to subscribe.
Yes, subscribe. Yes, please put the bit.ly on. Subscribe to Living Well Woman on the YouTube channel and share this show. For those of you who came on later, you can watch the replay on wherever it is you joined us, or better yet, you can go to our YouTube channel. Usually those shows are up within a day or two. We're kind of got a little bit behind over the holidays, but you know what? The technological issues. Our virtual assistant was saying that YouTube was taking forever to load it up. I don't know why. Not normally a problem, but she's been having that. But you know what? When things start manifesting and stuff gets busy, just remember that other side of the universe gets busy too. Yes. But that's okay, because you will always be triumphant. You recognize it for what it is, you call it out, and you keep it moving. What's one thing we had in common, ladies, we found out this morning? Remember this morning we were talking about our physical ailments.
Oh,
Real quickly, I gotta share because this story is powerful. So Lynnis said that her back went out on her. I was like, oh, my back went out on me Tuesday. And I've been dealing with that since Tuesday. And Keisha, our tapping queen, because we're all on text, we're texting each other. And they asked me, they said, have you had a problem with a collaboration in the past? And I was like, yeah, just this past year. Because I love collaborating, and this is the only bad collaboration. And it wasn't a bad collaboration. What was bad about it is that I was not paying attention to myself. And I let myself stay in something too long that I should have gotten out of. I was doing it for the wrong reason. And Keisha said, guilt is you. She said, where is your pain? I said, in the middle of my back. She said, that's where guilt lies. And I was like, oh my God, because I feel so bad.
What did you tell me about my lower back pain?
Let me just say something. Let me just say this. If any of you women out there need any kind of, coaching or wellness assistance or whatever, if you spent 30 minutes with any one of us, your life would be just enormously changed. But if you're in the room with all four of us, oh my God.
Bam! Explosion!
I'm experiencing this. I walk my talk. I chew my cud. I coach and I get coached. And I'm telling you, these women are fire. So if you have an opportunity, if you know women in Sacramento, if you can get to Sacramento or any of the other cities that we're going to be in, if you miss this, you're missing your manifestation. You're missing your abundance. You are missing getting your life.
Yes. Get your life. What were you saying?
Thank you, Sharon and Rita and Tanya, for your comments. I love the fact that you guys are here. But hey, Living Well Woman, we have a great kudo here. The kudo is that I've never seen 42 comments for a show. This is our largest show so far live in terms of comments.
And we had so much technical difficulties. You guys just don't know. We were trying to get on and getting kicked off. So this is what happens when you keep going, no matter what your eyes see. You follow your passion to the end of the road.
That's right. That's right. Because look, this is what was trying to stop it. Now we see.
Wow. Yeah, look at all the thumbs.
Best show ever.
Yeah.
Is that absolutely. I was so like, whoa, amazing.
Well, everyone, thank you so much. It's been an awesome show. We cannot wait to see you next Thursday. What's our topic next Thursday, ladies?
Oh, that's right. What is our
I
topic?
can tell you. Wait a minute. I have our book.
Yeah, I'm looking here and I'm
We're
like,
women of a certain age.
We're women of a certain age. Is it de-stress the mess?
stress the mess. I'll be talking about stress.
Yes. Yay.
I think we should dance it out. Keisha was dancing earlier.
It was so beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whoa. All right. Dance it out.
Have a great night, everyone. We love you.
Oh, we love you guys. Absolutely love you.
Thank you for tuning in to Living Well Women. Join us next time when we will discuss other topics of holistic living. Nothing is off limits when it comes to sisters supporting sisters. Please subscribe to our YouTube page by clicking the link below so you can stay updated on all the details when it comes to being a holistic living well sister.